So like this? Here, come on. Alright, go ahead, speak now. Go on the live stream and see if it works. And I'll go, actually, never mind. Speak again.
I'm talking. Yeah, that's so low, baby.
Bro, I don't know how to up it.
Just put it in your headset.
What? Bro, I'm literally putting it in my headset. Here, do it again. Is it loud enough?
Here, do it again.
Alright.
Let's not, we're just gonna talk and party.
Yes. I don't think they could hear you. But they can't hear us, though. But they can't hear us, though.
Can you hear me?
Do you guys have your audio share settings on?
Hello.
But they can't hear us, though.
Can you hear me? Mine's on, I can hear you.
Do you guys have your audio share settings on? Oh my god, bro.
Hello.
You get your soda? Make sure you...
Of course Robbie's the one who doesn't know how to do it, bro. Nah, he's gay.
Oh yeah, I hear soda. I can hear soda. Soda, talk? I can hear soda. Soda, talk? I can hear soda. Alright, never mind, yeah, we could hear soda. So just do me and you, soda?
Bitch, you go to the party screen and it says chat audio.
If
you say allow
yeah.
party.
Are you ready to start this, soda? Or not?
Yeah, for fucking Riley's bitch ass knew how to do it, yeah. I'm already showing her.
So, wanna start it now, soda? Or what?
Nah, alright, Riley, you see where it says allow your voice?
Wait, I'm trying, I'll see. So, wanna start it now, soda?
Nah, alright, you see where it says allow your voice?
Wait, I'm trying, I'll see.
Party settings.
Yeah, go to party settings and say allow your voice for broadcasters.
To be carried.
Yeah.
What?
Wait, party settings? Go to party settings. The party settings and then chat. Yeah. Oh no, yeah, just go to the party screen, like.
And then allow your voice to be shared.
And broadcast.
Alright,
Oh wait, it's a, let me see.
Alright,
Talk?
now let's start this part.
Wait. Talk, brother?
you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Alright, got it.
Nah, he's gay as hell.
Alright, I'm gonna send the link in RTI. Alright guys, so welcome to the week 2 RTI podcast where we talk about
Nah,
everything
stop. You're
RTI.
crazy.
Let's go over some of the games. We'll do the play games first. So the first game we have on the table was the New York Giants versus the Bears. What do you guys think about this game?
This game, let me go check the box score real quick. What do you, so share your thoughts.
Yeah, so
You can go first. What was the game? The Giants versus Bears?
that's the first game we
I
have
think,
up.
personally, I think it was a decent game. I think the turnovers were bad. I think both teams played sloppy. I believe the reason the Bears won is because of the elite run game of Clyde Edwards, and I believe the Giants didn't get anything going on the ground. Now for receiving, I think Golden Tate and Sterling Shepard had a good game. Darnell Mooney, he was alright.
Alright,
Yeah.
Bradley, you share your thoughts?
Personally, I think what costed the Giants this game is the lack of running. You know, you got to give Saquon Barkley a little bit more blocking. 18 yards on 10 carries, kind of trash.
Alright.
And limit the turnovers.
Got it. Alright, next game we would be talking about.
Wait, I have one more comment to add. I
Yeah?
believe the thing that really cost the Giants was that missed extra point.
I got it. Yeah, that really cost them. Next game we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Panthers. Really a dominant game by the Panthers. Really got going early. The Bucks couldn't stop them. So yeah, sure. I'll share my thoughts first. I think the Panthers had a really good game, especially Teddy Bridgewater with a 129 passer rating. That was a really good game by him. CMC with 16 carries and 63 yards, 2 TDs. That was a really good game by him. Josh Jacobs, 7 carries, 44 yards. That's not bad either. Receiving, Hunter Henry had a big game with 158 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. I think on both sides of the ball, Panthers were dominant. I think that's the reason they won this game. And Bucks couldn't stop the turnovers coming, so that's why they won.
I agree. I think it was just an offensive shootout from the Panthers. I think the Bucks defense is, to be honest, excuse my language, but dog shit. I think Demarius Randall really got going with the 4 INTs. And yeah, all around good game from the running back especially. They got going in the ground game, and seems he had 5 catches for 100 yards. Pretty nice all around game.
Riley, you can share your thoughts.
You know, the lack of pass rush really costed the Bucks. You got 0 sacks, no pressure to the QB. He's got all day to throw. That's a big contribution to why he's passing for 522 yards. Also, the turnovers, just you can't throw 6 interceptions. So yeah.
Alright, next game we have the Broncos Steelers. Was a relatively close game actually. Surprisingly of how many turnovers the Broncos had, that they were surprisingly in this game. I think defense was dominant on both sides of the ball. I think Le'Veon Bell had a pretty good game. 14 carries for 78 yards, 1 touchdown. Philip Lindsay also didn't have as a good game, but had a decent one. Receiving wise, Cooper Kupp with 9 receptions, 160 yards, 1 TD. I think he really showed up today, proving why the Broncos trade for him. And Juju Smith-Schuster also had a big game. Your thoughts?
I'm gonna be completely honest with this. I believe the Broncos head coach needs to be fired after that performance. 1 touchdown to 4 INTs for Drew Lock. They gave the game away in the last moment. They passed the ball instead of running the rock. Well, another thing that also cost them the game, allowing Juju Smith to get going. It's just unacceptable. You can't review that. And then Le'Veon Bell had his way on the ground. Now we go to defense, and defense was extremely good for Pitt. And it was led by Joe Hayden with 2 picks. Just all around a good game, close game, but I really think the Broncos choked, and head coach seems to be fired. Yeah.
Alright.
Personally, this game, you know, I liked what the Broncos did on offense. The addition of Cooper Kupp, you know, one of the most underrated receivers in the league. Shows out year in, year out. You know, he's always putting up great numbers. But you know, the play calling at the last 5 minutes of the game cost Denver.
The game?
Yeah.
Alright. Next game we have to talk about is the Rams versus the Eagles. Overall, pretty good game, pretty close one. I can't, it's unbelievable that, Jalen Hurts threw 4 picks and still won this game. It was really bad. Really bad, defense by the Rams. And, they let Miles Sanders 14 carries, 250 yards, 4 touchdowns. That's unacceptable for the Rams. That's horrible. Overall defense wasn't really good this game. The rookie Van Jefferson going off today. 11 receptions, 133 yards. He's definitely a breakout player you can see in the future for the Rams. 1 touchdown. I think this game was relatively good for the Rams passing wise, horrible for the Eagles passing wise. But Miles Sanders really shows why he could be a future back. So, your guys' thoughts?
Alright, about this game, I feel like the Eagles got outplayed. I feel like the Eagles user is not as good this year. I feel like he's 20 made. I don't think he should have won that game. I think Madden blessed him with that victory. That 2-point conversion should not have been allowed. The game hoed the Rams user, but I really do like Jake Dogala. I think he can be the future of the Rams, and I also love Van Jefferson, and don't even get me started on Marcus Johnson.
Well, damn, I agree. Riley,
Well,
your thoughts?
I mean, where do I start? I mean, just horrible passing game by the Eagles. I mean, they're showing absolutely no sign of anything. I mean, are we serious? Are we serious? Under 50 passer ratings with 4 INTs and under 200 yards? It's terrible. Absolutely terrible.
And don't forget the receivers they have. Pretty good receivers.
Where do we go? The run stop. I mean, absolutely horrible defense by the Rams for the running. I mean,
exactly.
Just letting Miles Sanders just march all over you. I mean, this game. There's just no defense being played in this game. Horrible passing. I mean, where do I start? This game was just an absolute.
This game was crazy, bro. Absolutely horrible defense.
I believe allowing 15 yards per carry is unacceptable.
It's unacceptable.
I believe that is incredible and should not be allowed.
Okay, next game we have the Falcons at the Cowboys. This was a horrible game for Matt Ryan. 8 interceptions, 3 touchdowns, 352 yards. Dak had a relatively okay game. 185 yards, 2 TDs, 2 interceptions. But the main workhorse today was Ezekiel Elliott. Another dominant performance by him. 27 rushing attempts, 167 yards, 5 TDs. I think Zeke is going to be probably top 3 in the MVP voting if he keeps his progression keeps this up.
I'm gonna be honest with you, baby. I think that was the worst game of Madden I ever saw in my life. Matt Ryan was dead in the waters. He got no blocks. 3 TDs to 8 INTs is ridiculous. You can't do that in the National Football League. Not to mention, he's 13 for 24, which is not even that bad. But the 8 INTs killed him. Don't get me started with Zeke. That man Zeke was amazing today, but 6 yards per carry is decent, really. The main thing that stood out to me was 5 rushing TDs, and then receiving Julio Jones did Julio Jones things.
I agree. If Julio Jones cannot be the whole offense for the Falcons, there has to be someone else that they could get involved that could give them a little bit more of a spark. But
I agree.
Yeah, it's not a good game by the Falcons this week. Riley.
Whoa. Where do I start? I mean, the run game by Dallas is just way too overpowering. I mean, 5 TDs, 27 carries, 167 yards. I mean, how do you stop it? I mean, the defense on Atlanta is already lackluster. No linebackers besides Deion Jones over there, and he's not even that great in the running game. He's more of a pass linebacker. I mean, 8 interceptions. You're never gonna win a ball game throwing 8 interceptions. So
It was relatively
Next-
close until the
Yeah.
fourth quarter. I mean, fourth quarter they allowed 27 points. It's unacceptable. That's not gonna win you any games. So yeah.
The next game we have here is the Cardinals and football team.
I think this
I
is a.
personally think it was good. I don't think it was just a terrible game by the QBs. Terrible sloppy QB play. Rushing was not there. Receiving, also not there. I think it was a defensive battle. I really like the defense from Chandler Jones. 2 sacks, really, really, really good. Now for the INTs, Clinton and Dix had an outstanding game with 3 INTs.
I didn't. I'm impressed by the football team able to be with these Cardinals.
As am I.
I didn't even think they were gonna win Week 1 against the Eagles. Able to stay with this Cardinals team shows impressive defense and also able to stay in the game. I know Dwayne Haskins threw 3 interceptions, but if he could lower those interceptions and become a little bit more consistent, I think the football team could be a little dangerous this year.
BB, you wanna know what I admired the most for that game?
Who?
Holding the Arizona Cardinals to 21 points.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really impressed by that. Also like Scary Terry having 4 receptions, 68 yards, definitely not bad.
Yep.
Well, my thoughts, this game, absolutely no run game. I mean, I don't know where it went. It went down the toilet bowl for both teams. I mean, just the run was just nowhere to be found. You got J.D. McKissick running the ball. Come on, are we being for real?
For real.
Next, I mean, the football team is a great team. They're my dark horse to win that absolute shit NFC East division. They have a great defense. The offense can be better, but yeah, not a bad team.
I agree, definitely. Alright, last game that we're gonna go over is Baltimore-Houston. Houston lost Week 1, bouncing back against the Ravens. I think Deshaun Watson definitely had a big game today. 383 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Also think Lamar was horrible today. One passing TD. Yeah, go
but I
ahead.
have to explain my criticism for the Baltimore Ravens. I'm fed up with people getting Lamar Jackson and throwing 1 TD to 6 picks. I just find it incredible, BB. I think he should get fired, get kicked out of RTI. I really, really, really don't like what he's doing with the Ravens. To get blown out by the Houston Texans, it's incredible. I just don't see it. I just don't understand what he was doing the whole game. The fact that he threw 6 INTs with the best QB in the National Football League amazes me. It just amazes me.
Okay, definitely a big game
Just
by
incredible.
Justin Reed today. 2 picks. Yeah, definitely a big game by him.
My thoughts. Who in the world is I Am Lopa 08? I've never heard of this dude in my life. Dude was born in 2008, meaning he's 12 years old. Don't know why there's a 12-year-old in this league. Why is he throwing 6 interceptions with Lamar Jackson? Absolute awful game by the Ravens. You got absolutely plowed on offense by Deshaun Jackson.
Riley.
How do you let Darren Fells get 9 receptions on 100
Riley,
yards?
what would you tell me? Would you believe me if I said Lamar Jackson had a 58.6 passer rating? Would you believe
It's
it?
just mind-boggling. It's
ridiculous. I just
flabbergasting.
think it's incredible. I can't take that.
Let's move on to the next segment of this. Let's do the pick'ems of the remaining games for this week.
Alright.
Let's do the upset and your lock for the remaining games.
Alright, I'll go first, I guess. My upset, I'm probably gonna have to go with. This is a tough one, but I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go. Rob over Hefe. It took me a while to find it out, but I think Rob could pull off that shit.
My upset of the week, I'm gonna take Tony over Iking Jr. Tony stood with the pass last week. Definitely had a good game. I mean, not a good game, but he definitely stood with him. So I'm gonna take Tony over Iking Jr. as my upset.
I like it. What about you, Riley?
Let me see real quick. Trying to see. You know what? I don't know if this is really an upset, but give me Patriots over LB. I'm not week 1, going off week 1, I'm not too impressed with what LB and the Seahawks did, throwing 6 interceptions. That won't cut it against Stephon Gilmore and those Pats. You know,
I agree.
and they got plowed in the run game, allowing Todd Gurley to get 8 yards of carry. I got the Pats.
Okay, let's do our locks of the week. My lock is gonna be the Browns over the Bengals.
For my lock, I'm gonna have to go with I'm gonna go with the narrow over Teal as my lock.
My lock, I'm gonna go with Bills over Dolphins. I mean, just an absolute shit show in Miami. So yeah, Bills over Dolphins.
All right, let's do the pick'ems of this week, the remaining games. Who's gonna win? Bengals over the Browns. I have the Browns winning this one. Probably the Bengals are not ready for the high efficient Browns pass game and running game. I think the Browns take this one easily.
I also have the Browns winning that game. I feel like Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt are gonna have big games. I think Baker Mayfield's gonna have a big game. OBJ and the new addition receiver Robbie Anderson. I also love that defense.
Yeah, give me Browns 31-14 over the Bengals.
I agree.
Jags Titans. Jags getting 3 W's. You won't talk about that game. Lions Packers. I definitely have the Packers taking this one.
Wait, let's go back to the Jags Titans game really quick and talk about that game.
That game was actually played and finished. Had some rage quitting on the Tennessee side, but let's talk about that game.
I think the Jaguars finally asserted dominance in the division. No way the Titans are winning this division.
I agree. Remember from the start, baby, how I picked Jags as my sleeper and make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, Jags really showed that after a little slip against Rob and the Colts last week. I think Jags finally boosted themselves with some confidence this week.
I agree.
My thoughts. Teams weak in Tennessee. I got Jags owns this division. They'll definitely win the division and be a force in this playoffs. Jags are my sleeper in this team to go to the AFC Championship.
All right. Next we have the Lions Packers. Lions didn't have a so good last week, throwing 9 picks. Green Bay also lost, but relatively a close game with the Vikings. I'll take the Packers here.
I'm also taking the Packers. I just believe that D-line's going to cause chaos. New addition, Von Miller. And another reason is I do believe the Lions season is absolutely dog shit. I think it's not hard to beat them. I think it's going to be a blowout in Lambeau. And I think it's going to be 53 to maybe 27.
All right. Next we have
my thoughts on this game. I think Aaron Rodgers will be setting records in this game. And I have it 50. I'll take it 56-14 Packers.
I like that score.
All right. Next we have the Minnesota Vikings versus the Colts. Hefe definitely has one of the best pass rushes in the NFL right now. But I think the Colts could maybe get a few yards, but I still don't think it would be enough. I think the Vikings are still going to take this game.
For the Colts-Vikes game, I really do like Robbie. I think last week he did prove that he got better himself. But with that being said, I am going to pick Hefe. I think Kirk Cousins has a big game. I think that D-line starts heating up, gets plenty of sacks. Now, I think the defense could cause turnovers, but I don't think Rob really is a turnover type of guy. I think Rob's going to get established on the run, and maybe 27-13 Vikings win.
Alright.
You know, I was thinking about it. I like the Colts in this game. I'm going to take the Colts. If they can limit the turnovers, I really like them, and I think they have a chance to win this ballgame. They kept it close with the Jags. I think they have a legit chance to win this game.
Definitely kept it close with the Jags. I think they could. They have a possibility. Bills versus Dolphins. Bills come in as the favorites here. I think the Dolphins are going to take this one as an upset for my upset of the week.
We started on this game. I think it's going to be an absolute blowout in Miami. I think Bills drop over 60 points. I think Dolphins are held under 10 points, maybe 7 points. I really do think Josh Allen is going to have a career day to Stephon Diggs, John Brown, Dawson Knox. I think that run game with Devin Singletary and Zach Moss is going to heat up. Don't get me started on that defense. Going to force at least 5 turnovers.
Yeah, I'll take Bills 78-3 on this game. It's going to be an absolute blowout in Miami. Fans are going to be walking out by the end of the first. Yeah. That's my thoughts.
Next we have the 49ers at Jets. Jets got blown out next week. Last week, and so did the Niners. I'm definitely gonna take the Niners here, even though I do think the Jets do have a chance to win this game.
Also going to take the 49ers. I think the game is going to go 10-7, 49ers win by 3. I think Drake has improved, but I do think both offenses suck ass. I think they both struggle on offense, but the defense is good, I guess. And yeah, I think the D-line is just going to overpower the Jets over line. Battle in the trenches.
I'll take the Niners in this game. I mean, last week we saw a perfect passer rating from Josh Allen. I mean, he was 15 of 17 with 300 yards, 5 touchdowns. I mean, are we serious? Where was the defense at? Were they even on the field? I mean, give me the 49ers by at least 20.
All right. Next we have the Chiefs at Chargers. Definitely an interesting one here. I'm gonna take the Chargers here because they did seem good last week in Cincinnati.
I think you said it best. I'm going to go Aldenaro, the Los Angeles Chargers. I really love Justin Herbert and that young, feisty receiving core and defense. I really love their secondary.
Yeah, I'll take Chargers in this game, but I think not by much. I'll take them by a touchdown.
All right. Last 2 games we have the Patriots at Seahawks. I'm gonna take the Pats here, even though the Seahawks didn't look that great last week. It'll definitely be a close game. Could go either way, but I'm gonna take the Pats this week.
Also going to take the Pats. I think Alby is slow. He's decent, but I think he just throws so many picks. I don't think he's going to be able to get it going on that secondary. I had Pats winning 20-13.
I'll take the Pats, but if the Seahawks keep the turnovers low, I think you'll see the Seahawks coming out with a win in this ball game. Sure.
Alright, last game of the week, we have the Saints at Raiders. Definitely the game of the week here. Definitely gonna be an interesting one. Kuzi coming off a win last week, and Jerry coming off an L last week. I think Kuzi takes this one in a very close game.
I have Kuzi blowing Jerry out, and nothing against Jerry, but I saw him struggle against Anti last week, and then I saw the Panthers blow out Anti this week. I think Kuzi wins that by at least 10, max maybe 20, and yeah.
Yes, I'll take the Raiders in this game. I think the speed's gonna overpower that defense, and as you said it just so perfectly, Soto. I mean, he struggled against Anti. I mean, it's just I don't know what I was watching in that game. I'll take Raiders for sure.
All right, and that finishes up this segment. Let's move on to the next one. Let's talk about stats, and then we'll go over some trades that happened this week. Alright. Let's go to player stats. Let's talk about the passing game. Leading the NFL in passing this week is Kyler Murray. Teddy Bridgewater second, Tom Brady third. I think it's a little bit of a surprise that Kyler's the #1 passer in the league right now.
I don't think it's a surprise at all. I mean, that the addition of DeAndre Hopkins helped the offense tremendously. I think it's a top 5 offense in the league. It's not higher.
Shadow, your thoughts?
Teddy Bridgewater's top player in passing. I think they have one of the best offenses in the league. I really do like Kyler Murray. It's pretty good. And they have a good offense.
Alright. Let's move on to rushing. Rushing Zeke, leading the league in rushing yards. I think think that's not a surprise. He has like 30 more carries than the rest of the halfbacks, but definitely not a surprise there.
Not surprised at all. I mean, the only thing that offense can do is run. They generate no points from anything else. I mean, 2 games and we have 8 touchdowns. That's what? How many points is that? 40 points? That's, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
not a
definitely
surprise
agree.
there.
Definitely
No
agree.
surprise there. I personally think Miles Sanders is having a better season than Zeke, but that's just me.
I agree.
I agree, definitely.
Um,
I think one concern for that Dallas offense is if Zeke doesn't get going, who's gonna get the points for them? So that's definitely a concern going forward.
I think the passing game's non-existent, to be honest with you.
All right.
Also,
We'll see.
what I wanted to point out is let's not forget about CMC. He's the best running back in the league. He does it running. He does it catching. He's the best running back in the league. Let's not get that wrong.
I agree.
Alright.
He has 200 receiving, and he also has 200 on the ground.
Right,
And a total of 5 TDs rushing.
Alright, number 1 receiver in the league is Jerry Jeudy at the moment. A little bit of a surprise, but I didn't think he would be up there, but definitely a shock by the Broncos rookie right there.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say about this kid? I mean, he's the best young stud wide receiver in the league right now. I mean, you see what he's doing on the offensive side. I mean, 356 yards in 2 games, almost getting 25 yards of reception with 3 touchdowns. Just great, and he's gonna do even better. Teams are gonna focus on Cooper Kupp a little bit more now, so you're gonna see Jerry Jeudy getting open.
Definitely agree. I
personally love Jerry Jeudy. I think he was the best rookie receiver from this class. 180 yards per game is pretty good. So yeah.
Alright. Let's go to. I think that's really all with the stats. Let's talk about some trades that happened this week. And then that would be the last thing before we close up the podcast.
We're gonna go over trades, you said?
Yeah, we're going over trades. Oops, clicked the wrong thing. But, we'll just go into, trade approve. This week, we had a surprising move. Vaughn to the Packers for a first rounder, second rounder, third rounder, and Mardaus, MVS. Definitely think that's a good trade for the Broncos there. Getting rid of Vaughn, pretty old, not as good as he used to be. But I definitely like the trade for both sides.
Yeah, I think both sides win in this trade. I mean, obviously it's better for the Broncos in the long run, but it will definitely help the Packers make a playoff push if that's what they're striving for.
Definitely.
I think the Packers got finessed. I think Broncos win this by a large amount. I think the Packers' future is not going to be anything. They're not going to have no money, no draft picks, no draft capital, no youth players. I think they just fucked up the franchise, and yeah.
Definitely a shocking trade here between the Bucks and the Raiders. D. Smith traded for Trent Brown. The Buccaneers also give up a first rounder and a third rounder. The Raiders give up Trent Brown and a 4th round pick. I definitely like this trade for the Raiders. Definitely getting another 1st round pick will definitely help them in the long run. I like Trent Brown also for the Bucks, but I like this trade for the Raiders a lot.
Yeah, I like this trade for the Raiders. So I don't really got much more to say. It's kind of a boring trade, but yeah, I like the trade.
Alright, so what are your thoughts?
I think the Raiders kind of finessed the Carolina Panthers. They're talking deals. Raiders went behind Panthers back and did a deal.
Alright, last trade before we go. We have the Broncos send rookie Albert O. And the 3rd round pick for the Rams, Cooper Kupp, wide receiver. Definitely like this trade for the Broncos. Cooper Kupp, definitely had a big game in his first game for the Broncos. He could be a playmaker on the offensive side and gives Drew Lock another offensive weapon. I like this a lot.
Yeah, I like this trade for the Broncos. The only thing I have to say why the trade wasn't worth so much is because Cooper Kupp does have to get paid by the Broncos this offseason. But they should
Yeah.
have no problem securing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the deal. I think Cup's a good star. I gotta see more out of him. I like him and Jerry Judy though. I think it's a good pair. I just gotta see more.
Hey, almost 200 yards. It's a touchdown today. What more do you have to see? He's one of the most underrated wide receivers in the
Gotta see
league.
if it's consistent.
He's gonna be consistent.
Alright, guys. Well, that wraps out the podcast for RTI Week 2. Thanks for tuning in. Next podcast will be roughly around next advance, whenever the advance is. We'll talk about games, game of the week predictions for week 3. Trades if there's any trades that go down between the weeks. Definitely thank you for joining us.
Wait, do we
here.
want to talk? We're gonna have to do it after the advance.
Yeah. We'll just predict who's gonna be our game of the week next week. Well, I'll give one prediction. Let's go to the week 3 schedule. I'll just give my top 3 options. I got the Chiefs versus Ravens, Cowboys versus the Seahawks, and I definitely have the Texans versus the Steelers. Those are my top 3.
I'll go 49ers and Giants. I think that's 2 evenly matched up teams right there. A very good game is going to be the football team versus the Browns. I mean, these are 2 very good players. It's going to be fun to watch that. And last one I'll go with is the Cowboys versus Seahawks.
I'm also going to go Cowboys versus Seahawks. I think it's going to be a shit show. INT's going everywhere. That's why I'm picking that as a good game. I think Panthers and Chargers are going to be a good one. And my last one is probably going to be... I'm going to go with the Patriots and Raiders. I think that's going to be a good thing. Offense versus defense on that one.
Alright. That's it for RTI Week 2 podcast. Thanks for joining in. If there's anything we could improve on or you want to see, let us know in the chat. But we would like to thank you for tuning in. Next podcast will be, like I said, around after Advanced Week 3. So we want to thank you for tuning in and have a good day.